So, what we're going to do today is have a turn at direct puppetry, in a way. So, what we're going to do is play the game. Some of you know it, because we played it before, but there's going to be a few different rules. So, remember the game Night at the Museum? Or Burger in the Waxworks? Yeah. So, there's a person who's up, right? And that person gets to mould other people. Yeah, so you can, so you can move people. So you might be like, oh, I'd like to stand over here, and then I'm standing up, and I want you. So you might like do different things, and maybe like these might use things, and then you might go over to this one and be like, okay, now I'm going to make these people something else, and these people. So you get to have contact, yeah, with so puppets, puppeteers. So whoever's up is like the puppeteer, the rest of you are like the puppets. So the idea of the puppet, or the rest of you, is to sneak up and touch the puppeteer on the back. Okay? So you can move out of the positions that you're being put into, or even to sneak up on the puppeteer, as long as the puppeteer doesn't see you. The puppeteer sees you, then have to. The puppeteer, he or she will say melt, and then they have to, though, this time be like on Wizard of Oz. I'm melting, and go to the ground. Okay. So when that's happening, the puppeteer can't say, "So you move, so you move, so you move." Having said that, you as the puppets can't run together while someone's saying, "I'm melting." Does that make sense? A little bit. Okay. Those of you who haven't played this before, you think, oh, I get it now, after a little while. Okay. You are really sad. Walking around as if you're really sad. And freeze. Oh, well done. I was liking the relationships you were making here. It's like fully, you guys are all best buddies. Alright, so cool. So walking around as if you are listening to your favorite music on it. Which song? I don't know. And free. Help me.
My foot's in here. Who's it help? Oscar.
And free. So when we're looking at these things, if we have a look at our criteria, so criteria A has changed now. It's called investigating now. You might notice that on your management. So the first little thing that you get marked on in criteria A is to provide relevant information that is related to the statement of inquiry. Okay? So that's really important, and that's why like you're going to hear me say the statement of inquiry all the time, because you have to relate it back to that. Yeah? This one describes features of an artwork or performance. So for us, it would be your puppetry performance that you want to do, including elements. We know the elements of drama and how we use them. Things like mood, and in this one, relationships, because obviously the statement of inquiry has relationships. Okay? Technique and context. So what we're going to concentrate is this part here on the technique today. Okay. So we're looking at relationships. Like I said, when it says two elements, the relationships is in the statement of inquiry, so that's obviously one of the elements we're going to really focus on. And if you look, it says this video helps us to see that puppeteers express themselves and their character's identity through a puppet. Okay, so you can see these parts here highlighted are actually written in our statement of inquiry, right? So I'll mark this process journal as a formative one, okay? So that you kind of get the idea of this criteria. So, we know that the end result at the end is going to be a presentation, as it always is. Okay, and you'll rehearse and you'll create the puppets first, and then you'll rehearse and then you'll present them. So that one's changed just to let you know to criteria C, right? So this result, this criteria C is the end result, but we're now learning about these skills and techniques that you're going to be marked on later. Does that make sense? So looking at this video from the National Theatre, you're going to learn what are these skills and techniques that I'm going to be marked on later. Does that make sense? And of course, when you go and watch The Lion King, you're going to be able to be like, oh, I loved how they used, like, one of the skills is breath, for example. So, oh, I liked how they really used breath in this one. Oh, I liked how they used this and this. Oh, that's a cool style of puppetry. Oh, I can see how that's a direct puppet. And that's used with, that's an indirect puppet. You'll start to really see the differences. So that'll be really good as well. Okay, so what I'm going to get you to do is I'm going to go in a second and get you to grab your computers so you can do it as you're watching the video, okay? So we're going to watch this video from the National Theatre, like I said, and basically it's about the play The Warhorse. And so it's been in West End in London for years and years, so it's good that that was quite successful. So these are the things that we're going to look at as we watch the video. So one is, do you think puppetry has a place in today's theatre? Why or why not? That's something I want you to think about. In the TED Talk, the puppet designers talked about puppetry skills, principles, and techniques such as focus, breath, gravity of the puppet, beliefs of the puppeteer, eye contact, synergy, lightness of the puppet. And you're going to show your understanding of these skills and techniques after watching the video. Why do you think I have this highlighted?